The Sunday school lesson for October the 5th, 2025 is God warns Pharaoh through dreams. Genesis chapter 41, verses 25 through 36. Welcome, viewers and subscribers, to my channel, The Backstory and More. I am Audrey. If you are interested in knowing what happens before each Sunday school lesson, you are at the right place because I will share the backstory, read the lesson text, and offer a brief lesson summary. I am going to begin this backstory with a brief narrative about Joseph and Potiphar's wife. Potiphar was the captain of Pharaoh's guard. His wife tried to seduce Joseph to no avail. Vengefully, she accused him of attempted rape. And Potiphar, her husband, put Joseph in prison. While Joseph was in prison, Pharaoh's chief cupbearer, or butler, and chief baker were thrown into prison. Both had dreams. God enabled Joseph to interpret their dreams accurately. The chief cupbearer was restored to his position, and the chief baker was impaled. That means killed. Joseph asked the cupbearer to mention him to Pharaoh, but he did not remember to do so. So after about 2 full years had passed, Pharaoh dreamed 2 dreams. The Egyptian believed that revelation from the gods could come through dreams. Excuse me. But no one could explain Pharaoh's dreams. The chief cupbearer suddenly remembered Joseph, the young Hebrew who was serving as an assistant to the warden. Realizing his fault in having forgotten to mention Joseph to Pharaoh, he now told Pharaoh how Joseph had interpreted dreams when the chief baker and he were imprisoned, and that each dream came true in the way Joseph had said it would. At once, Pharaoh summoned Joseph to come from the prison. So Joseph shaved and changed his clothes and came to Pharaoh. Before Pharaoh related his 2 dreams, he asked Joseph about his ability to interpret a dream, to which Joseph said, "I cannot do it, but God will give Pharaoh the answer he desires." In the first dream, Pharaoh saw 7 cows, fat and sleek. Then 7 other cows came up, scrawny and very ugly, the ugliest cows he had ever seen. In an unexpected turn of events, the lean cows devoured the fat cows, yet afterward they still looked lean and ugly. The backstory ends here, and our lesson today begins with Pharaoh's second dream. Verses 25 through 26. And Joseph said unto Pharaoh, "The dream of Pharaoh is one. God hath shewed Pharaoh what he is about to do. The 7 good kine are 7 years, and the 7 good ears are 7 years. The dream is one." Verses 27 through 28. And the 7 thin and ill-favored kine that came up after them are 7 years, and the 7 empty ears blast with the east wind shall be 7 years of famine. This is the thing which I have spoken unto Pharaoh. What God is about to do, he sheweth unto Pharaoh. Verses 29 through 30. Behold, there come 7 years of great plenty throughout all the land of Egypt, and there shall arise after them 7 years of famine. and all the plenty shall be forgotten in the land of Egypt, and the famine shall consume the land. Verses 31 through 32. And the plenty shall not be known in the land by reason of that famine following, for it shall be very grievous. And for that the dream was doubled unto Pharaoh twice. It is because the thing is established by God, and God will shortly bring it to pass. Verses 33 through 34. Now therefore let Pharaoh look out a man discreet and wise, and set him over the land of Egypt. Let Pharaoh do this, and let him appoint officers over the land, and take up the fifth part of the land of Egypt in the 7 plenteous years. Verses 35 through 36. And let them gather all the food of those good years that come, and lay up corn under the hand of Pharaoh, and let them keep food in the cities, and that food shall be for store to the land against the 7 years of famine, which shall be in the land of Egypt, that the land perish not through the famine. A brief summary. In the second dream, Pharaoh saw 7 heads of grain, probably wheat, full and good. Then 7 other heads of grain sprang up, but they were withered and thin and scorched by the east wind. The withered heads of grain then devoured the good heads of grain. Pharaoh reiterated that no one could explain the meaning of the dreams to him. Joseph then said, "The dreams of Pharaoh are one and the same. God has revealed to Pharaoh what he is about to do. The 7 good cows and the 7 good heads of grain together represented 7 years of great abundance in Egypt. In contrast, the 7 lean, ugly cows and the 7 worthless heads of grain, scorched by the east wind together, represented 7 years of famine." Joseph then explained that the repetition of Pharaoh's dream signaled its certainty. The matter has been firmly decided by God, and its immediacy. God will do it soon. Egypt was richly blessed by the Nile River, which stretched the full length of the country. At almost exactly the same time each year, the Nile rose and flooded the land, not only providing water for the crops, but also renewing the fertility of the soil by the silt it carried from upstream. Egyptians could normally count on a good crop, and rarely did they experience a famine. As a result, for centuries, their country served as the breadbasket of the ancient world, such as when Abram had traveled to Egypt because of a famine in Canaan, Genesis chapter 12, verse 10. After interpreting Pharaoh's dream, Joseph advised him to select a discerning and wise man who would have the responsibility of directing Egypt's efforts to meet the coming crisis. The word now shows a transition from the stated facts to the moral conclusion. The word discerning deals with the ability to show good judgment, someone skilled in leading people, someone compassionate yet firm and of the highest integrity. Joseph's proposal included not only a leader, but also a plan that this leader could begin to implement. Commissioners would be in charge of collecting and storing the grain produced during the 7 years of abundance. The fifth part was a kind of tax or double tithe levied against the people so the grain would be collected and stored for future use and not waste. The grain was to be stored in the cities where it would be most needed and where it could be better protected. Thank you so very much for listening. Stay safe and may God bless.